Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Wild Man Creations. If this is your first time joining me, my name is Jay, and tonight we're going to do some ceviche, which is, you can use any kind of seafood, fish, whatever. I'm going to be using some shrimp that's already deveined. I need to peel them and then dice them up. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to cook them in acid. So I've got some lemons to squeeze, some limes to squeeze. We're going to add some cilantro, a couple of Roma tomatoes. I've got a small red onion, so I'm just going to use the whole thing. A couple of peppers out of my garden, a small cucumber, and an avocado. But I'm kind of under the gun because it's getting late in the afternoon. And after you get your shrimp diced up, you need to let it sit for at least 2 hours. Let it go from translucent until it's opaque. But I've got to get these peeled and diced. And so as soon as I get that, then we just have to wait for a couple hours until they're cooked in the acid bath. So I'll have plenty of time to cut all this other stuff up. So if you would, stick around. I've made this several times before, and it's always good. And for those of you that, if you're kind of squeamish about using the raw shrimp or raw whatever you choose to use, you can certainly cook it. Just don't cook it too long and make it, real rubbery. The first time I ever tried this, I was like, man, I don't know about that. But believe me, the lime juice and lemon juice is going to really nuke this stuff. And kind of as a side note too, if you're using a marinade that has a lot of acidity in it, I don't do it so much on steaks, but mainly like flank steak or skirt steak, deer meat. You can leave it in there too long and it'll turn to mush, and it's not real appetizing. I did it camping one time, and I left the deer steaks in there too long, and they were pretty well. They were already pretty much cooked. They were real soft, and they didn't grill up right. But it's all we had to eat, and nobody complained. So anyway, let me get to this, and then I'll bring you back here whenever I get all this stuff diced up and I get the juice done. Excuse me, and then we'll do something. We'll assemble it. So anyway, if you would, stick around. We'll be right back. Okay, we got our shrimp all chopped up. I don't know, 1/2 inch, 3/8 inch, 1/4 inch pieces. I had to squeeze, I don't know, about 10 limes and 6 lemons to get that much to get a cup of juice. But anyway, we're going to put it in this non-reactive bowl. Make sure everything's covered, which they are. Matter of fact, I'm just going to give it a little stir to make sure everything's good and separated, good and coated. Beautimous. Okay, I'll bring you back here in a couple hours when this is cooked and I have all the vegetables ready. So y'all would sit tight. We'll be back while I'm cleaning up here and trying to break things. If you're into making stocks, like seafood stock or chicken stock or whatever, you can actually save these shells and put them in some boiling water and let them boil. Then you'll end up having a seafood stock. I'm not going to do that. I don't have time. I don't have the room to keep it. but it's just an idea. Anytime I boil a chicken or something, I'll go ahead and season the water, and after I'm done boiling my chicken, I'll let the water cool down, the seasoned water, and I've got chicken stock, and I'll put it in quart bags and lay them down in the freezer and stack them up. And you can certainly do the same thing with the shrimp. You can make a seafood stock with this. Again, I don't have the space and I don't have the time to do it. I've got other things going on, and I need to get my vegetables cut up and get the rest of the kitchen cleaned back up again. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there. So if that's something you guys like to do, it's just another idea. We'll see you in a bit. Okay, guys, I'm back. My shrimp has been marinating in this acid bath for 2 hours, and I think you can see the change in color. So it's done. It's opaque. It's good. Now, again, you can add whatever you want, but this is just the way I do it. Got a couple of Roma tomatoes. I used a mini cucumber, but I would say if you get a regular size one, probably 3/4 of a cucumber. And I'm going to say that's probably maybe a half a cup of diced cucumbers. A small red onion. Again, on the peppers, you can use whatever you want. I did a serrano and a hot banana pepper. You can leave it out if you want. You can do a jalapeno or a half jalapeno, just whatever you want to do. This is what I'm doing. And these were out of my garden, so the other reason I want to use them. I diced up and I'm going to drain that lemon juice off. I diced up an avocado that I'm going to put in there. I did, I don't know, maybe a half a cup of cilantro. Just a little taste. Like I said, the flavors will kind of meld together. It sounds funny, but I think it needs some salt. But anyway, you get the idea. I don't know if you can see that. And if you think it's too soupy, just drain some of it off or use a slotted spoon when you're dishing it out. But I like to leave it kind of soupy like that so everything stays covered, nothing turns brown or whatever. So anyway, that's my version of ceviche. Again, if you don't want to use raw shrimp, boil it up. Put it in some obey, boil it up, and then chop it up and put it in here. If you're using fish and you don't want to use raw fish, season it and bake it in the oven until it's cooked to your liking, and then add it. I mean, if you look on the internet, there's a zillion ways to make this. This is just the way I do it. But anyway, again, thank you for your time tonight. I appreciate it very much. If you would hit that like and subscribe button. If you want to see more videos, hit the notification bell, select all. And I thank you guys very much for spending your time with me tonight, this evening. I know I've already said that like 3 times, but Anyway, y'all have a good evening, and we'll see you next week.